From a geological point of view, this place is kind of destined for something special. It's a centre of global endemism, of rare plant species, of biodiversity, and incredibly interesting people with a very good history. And at the same time, a place richly endowed with non-renewable natural resources, heavy minerals. The total disruption and upheaval that is causing rural communities breaks my heart.
The area that could be mined starts 3 kilometers north of here.
Thank you. Fantastic.
To the south is Mkombati. Ecotourism developments there and to the north are only just beginning to realize their potential. Horse trails have been developed, and with the help of monies from international organizations like the European Union, people from all over the world have come to know northern Pondoland.
You see, the mining will take place from Zamba River, 22 kilometers to Skombe River. This is where our trail is happening. So they will only leave 3 kilometers in our trail.
If mining is to go ahead, Amadiba horse trails and hikes will be history.
Problems here because this is all state land. If the mining comes in here, they're going to
company has had, because Australian mining companies are behaving in a way right across the planet in a way that they wouldn't be allowed to operate in Australia. The great thing about green politics these days is that it's certainly a global network, and because the EU is financing an ecotourism project in this area of the Pondoland, I'm going to raise it with the European Greens in the European Parliament in the hope that they'll be able to raise the issue there and give support to conservationists in South Africa.
That's it.
Well, press has been kicked out.
There are so many things that happen on the ground that we don't get to know about.
No, they locked the door and closed us out.
Our delegation today consisted of a number of senior ministers from national...
I must ask, would the mining be feasible if that road does not take the current proposed route?
We cannot answer that question. That's a question that a private company that's interested in mining must answer.
Would you have the power to veto a mining decision from any other department?
It is one area that is still with the Minister of Mineral and Energy Affairs and not with the Department of the Environment.
We passed a law in 2002 which stipulates that before you start any mining operations, you have to consult with the local people. That includes the Royal House.
We feel we have not consulted enough, and it is now that we are going to have a very strong consultation around these issues.
What we hear, as I said, it's both my view as well as that of the department, that we don't think that Pondoland deserves mining.
What needs to be explored further is who exactly negotiated this deal or this process whereby MRC would be the applicant for this mineral, for this mining right, because they are certainly not a company which has any track record of mining heavy minerals on coastal dunes.
Niyabona bakwethu ngomthetho ngomhlaba kuthethwa ngento enzima. Yaphelwa ngabantu abaningi kwangcwatshwa abantu ngomhlaba. Futhi abantu yilento nibabona bevungazela. Kukho into apheshikela ngemva imining akuzange kutsho uba mawungaxelwa ngayo. Kwakufanele bekuyathethwa ngemining apha mayisenziwe. Niphuma apha sinkundla thina sisuka apha kukhona inkundla. Kusasa kusale mngene imining ngasemva. Eyo nto kuyakujikela ngemva wena uphethe abantu. Thina sihola abantu njoba nisibekene sileqembu lingaphambili. Akuyikho isidingo sokuthi izinto masijikele ngemva. Unkosi njobe sibuzela nje uba yena uyintoni nungaphi na kwakhansela. Ukhansela ke naye ngokwakavumi kuthetha. Ukhansela ungumuntu wenyulwa uphela iminyaka emihlanu kwenyulwa omunye. Akavumi kodwa ukhansela yena ukuthi makaphelule into abantu. Yonke lento uyibona ingathi iyavungazela nje.
Onabo ndifuna licacile ukuba kodwa bonke aba bantu abazozinto kwazinto apha bakhona abantu abayisana emayini. Nali phepha nali. Kukho abantu khona abantu behleli pha. Lithi iphepha si-shareholder. Kuthe ngosenziwa inyoni. Kukho into ethi ibhaliwe ndiyifundile loo nto. Bonke le ngingi yabantu igcwele lapha imelwe kuZolco. Kakhulu likhona iphepha elishondo. Lithi uZolco i-community yonke umzi nomzi unesheya apha kule mining. Kodwa eyonto ayibhalwanga ndawo isho ngomlomo. Okwesithathu
ukhansela uzothetha awuthetha khansela
yakhupha
imana sekabekuphakamisa besiphakamisile awuze khansela uthethe khansela
asinyobe uthi apho xa uya kukhwaphu yakhona unikwe imali ungajonga ufuna imali kwafanele transport asinike sifike si ukwenza ukunika umuntu imali engaphezulu kwa300 rand wayesinyoba lo mlungu ngoku lo ukharusi lo man ukharusi unalento ayenze ebantwini uba ngabantu khona bafuna ukuyenza anyengeza imali apha kwe mayiphele into kulomlungu asinyobe anika abantu imali ngoba sasibantu kakhulu esinika o400 rand kukho abava uqala futhi abanika imali makayeke unyoba ke abantu kweli lizwe lethu ngoba urhulumente esinaye akafuni unyotywe ngemali masiyeke unyotywa sanyotywa ngo400 sile Richards Bay sasibanintsi kakhulu sinika o400 rand asingaphezulu kwa20
hayi kakasi bendizawuthi mna so oyonto ke masiyigqile ngoku mna ndicela uba sigqibile besize ngayo makulandele imigudu goduka.
We heard about the BEE called Zolco. As the people were living here on this land, we are not elected those people, but those people they claiming they are representing us.
Yena mntu bedlala indima kakhulu apha ekhaya ngenxa yoba yena mntu bekhuthele ngolona hlobo ezintweni zonke ezenziwayo nezithethwa ngomlomo. Akhange afuna ukubuya emva noba sekubi kangakanani nezintethweni ebezithethwa. Wazixelela uba abakhona igama alisebenzisayo wathi ndoyifela. Ndicinga uba kwenzeke njengoba besitsho. Kanye kule veki azoqalisa ngayo ukugula. Ndingamazi uzoqalisa ukugula into nayo ndase ndeva nje izinto ezazithetheka apha phandle kakhulu ngaye zithethwa apha kwi-community kufushane hayi kude. Ndabuya ndazothi ayibo uvile ngoba ke mna into xa ndiyivile mbe ndiyithethe njalo ndeva kuthiwa wathi hayi usibani mani wencama komayini wandifile andizothula kwam yabo ndathi what about abantu abakho wathi neminye imizi yafelwa bayafa abanikazi bayo kona uba ndawuthula kube nje bayoyenza loo nto yabo ndifile ndizothula kwami senje akhange iphele iveki elandelayo baqalisa wagula ndiyikhuzile uba nade ndathi ndimcela uba akasitheza amehlo kwangoku becaba ichuchumpele intetho awuthathe nje noba ibheki yakathi nje noba kusedebheni engayofuna umsebenzi eyozimeza nje amehlo aphinde abuye ndanditsho njalo mna kuye kawa xa ndicinga noba ukugula kwakwamsuka kapha wayenze njengoba ndandimcebisa mna kwasho uba ke hayi wayengumntu ozimiseleyo ozixela uba futhi ndoyifela le nto ndiyenzayo.
Now, normally in sort of campaigns and activist struggles, we name and we unmask, and then we seek to overcome and overwhelm. I sought to try and find a way in which we could engage those powers to see, in fact, if they were the real powers, and to see what masks they were still hiding behind, and to see if there could be, like peeling the layers of an onion, get down to a deeper essence of what actually lay behind this Xolobeni mineral sands venture.
Ngumthanjelwa igama lami apha eMpondo kwesikandaba zakhe inkosi nayo inkosi yami ecakwami ukusuka kulamadoda ndowabalayo ndithi mathathu afa.
All those people the great-grandparents he has mentioned have all died and they are on this land. He doesn't know if they are talking about mining, how is he going to carry and take up these people who are buried on this land? I've got livestock. I've got kids. I cultivate the soil. I rather die than allow this land to be mined. He says he's the #1 lady opposed to mining at Mtendu village. The purpose of today was to give the local people an opportunity to come out and express their opinion about mining. Because we have had so many people, now we know today for a fact that the local people are opposed. They don't want mining on this land, and we support them.
This struggle, this issue has actually been a chance for us to actually merge two agendas, the green and the brown. And what's come up is a marvelous blend of the olive. Before they even start prospecting, they must agree to pay by the rules, and that they must respect the fundamental human rights of people. Not just show compliance, go beyond compliance. And going beyond compliance doesn't mean you go and start bribing and corrupting and go and sort of do your own thing to kind of curry favor.
Up. Isanushia sayiluza singurhulumente. Zaninika ke umzekelo omnye qha ngalento yenzeka apha eXolobeni. Zayeka la esemhlonhlo. Izwe emhlonhlo. Kusenzeka lento yenzeka apha. I-community enye ibheke ngapha, enye ibheka ngapha. Ndathi xa ndisabela kwathiwa kukho umuntu ongu-Richard Poor oyehlule phakathi community.
What are they paying for that resource? Well, the price of an application fee, R1,000. Now, for R1,000, the minister has chosen to allocate them the rights to a R8 billion resource on other people's land it's those people living in that area who are going to bear the cost of mining. But the 8 billion rand and the profit generated from extracting and selling that is going to go to an Australian company. Now, why?
We are number 2 with titanium reserves in the whole world. For me, bandakwethu, akukhange kube lula, akululanga inzima indaba yaseXolobeni. Ngoba kuyo yonke lento endiyithethileyo, andifuni ukuthi ke ngoku xa kunokombiwa apha kuphinde konakale ezendaba, ngoba zezam zonke izinto.
Are you going to visit the area?
No, not today.
Not today?
Not today.
Have you been there?
Yes, I've been there.
Have you been there?
Yes.
Isn't this about people's rights on land?
Well, that has not come to my understanding. My understanding is that it is about competing interest. One group feels that mining should happen. The others are calling for total.
After the conflict with the school principal, the next thing, a police van arrived with 3 policemen coming in, and each class was taken successively, and the entire class was shambashed. The boys were separated from the girls.
They claimed that they saw it coming, because just before the visit by the minister, their normal practice session, that is football session, was suspended on the basis that they must go and practice songs which are going to be sung in that occasion. And then they asked a question as to how are we going to sing for the minister, which our parents are opposed to it. I've found consistency in their story, I've found coherence in their story, and I've also found truthfulness and originality about the whole thing.
Sihlala umhlaba kusetyenziswa omakhulu nokhokho abebevele besebenza lo mhlaba sakhula sangaka
mosikinxiwa yentombazana uyerakheni uye ekosini mosikinxiwa ewe ke ngoku linxiwa likatata eli nafika linxiwa likatata amke ndafika ndahlala phaa kulo ndalima phaa kulo ewe utata kabe sesweleka ndisithalisa phaa kulo uya ukuthi mhlaba yanga esikolweni ndifuke ndise nabo mhlaba yanga esikolweni ndenzela uba bazi ukuthi noba ndingasekho nam bakwazi ukuphilisa kanje ngalo mhlaba ngoba lo mhlaba ngona siphilisa ngawo
le yona esidlayo na apha emhlabeni esiphila ngayo umphila ngokuna ungako singafuni ngakwenza komhlaba wethu ngoba asazi ukuthi ngabe sithethe umhlaba wethu leto sobe siyitholephi umphila ke ngokuna ungako kwesibona uba manje sife nje apha ngabe uthiwa manje siyakhishwa apha kulo mhlaba sife sowufele ube sazi basobe sisodlani
The amaMpondo have a long tradition of resistance. Firstly, they were the last of the communities to be annexed when King Sikau was forced virtually at gunpoint to sign a treaty of annexation. When the chiefs cannot make decisions without their councillors and their advisors and without an Mbizo type consultation. And that then showed itself very dramatically some 65 years later with the great Pondo revolt. They failed to take account of the fact that the amaMpondo were deeply connected to their land and that the chiefs that had been seduced into collaborating with the apartheid officials were basically faced a rebellion.
Maqathile izixhobo ukhona umuntu kamamela ngoku. Bayaduthe futhi. Lona bayithanda uhamba obika abantu abaphambanisa izixhobo ukhona ngoku. Uyaphambanisa futhi omro ukhona.
Sorry, no cameras. No cameras, please. But the minister make the rules. I'm a journalist.
Nobody will tell us about our job.
Nobody's going to tell your
You
job.
do your job.
Yeah, and you don't tell us our job as well.
Athi lo mhlaba unechaphaza lo mani ngavumela lamakhwenkwe ukuthi lo mhlaba makwenziwe lento singayifuni ngaba nina nifuna ukuthi nje mani hambe nisichola lapha sicikilekile ngoba sesikhohlele ezosinquma singakwazi nokuwagcina sibaleke ngelo thuba ingekho yonto eseseshathini ngoku ngifuna ukuthi ke abantu abakhulu wena mphathisi ngifuna ukuthi ke abantu abakhulu mandibulele ningasho uba ndibulelela imining asiyifuni ngaphakathi. Viva NC, viva! Phansi ngemining, phansi!
Ukumila kunjani ngale nto kuthiwa imining. Ndiyabona nalapha emaphepheni kukhona into ethiwa boZolko ezinye bo-DME andizazi kwezinto. Kokokuqala ngqa apha eXolobeni ndiyibizwa kuthiwa mandize kukhona into emining. Ngqa. Ndingalindelanga uba ndingeva njangoku ndiva sekubise kusithiwa ndibiza ndibanjwa kwabantu emaphepheni kuthiwa heyi usayinile imayini. Nangu kuthiwa kuchief baleni usayinile imayini. Ndimazi umntu asayinile imayini.
Ndiyaphinda ndithi kuni ndiyaxolisa. Bendingazazi izinto ezininzi enizithethe apha. Zohlukile kwizinto ebendizivileyo. Le ndaba yomhlaba ngumhlaba wamaMpondo lona ninyanisile. And futhi xa kuza kwenzeka izinto emhlabeni kufanele abantu bomhlaba bahambe phambili. Ninyanisile ngalona. Zonke ezo zinto kodwa ke sizaya kukumkani ndizawucelela phepha ugqwethe beliphethe ngoba bendithe apha ndizowumamela. Ndinivile ke ngoku ndizaya kukumkani ndiye kuchief sibuye ke ngoku ku-organize omnye umhlangano esizawubuya siniphakele ke ezo ndaba sawube siziphaka. Ndiyabulela kakhulu.
The principle is about environment for sustainable development. And this is really...
It's not about people's land rights.
It's all about that. And again, this is about sustainable development. It's about rights. It's about land. It's about all of that. And I want to talk to the cabinet, and I hope you will record this one. Yes. It's not about human rights being violated. It's a process of consultation which was not done properly.
There has been no decision by this community to approve mining on their land. And in that respect too, the Department of Minerals and Energy is in violation of law that was enacted for the protection of people who live on communal land.
Sisafuna ukusebenza sihle ngalamakhuba la. Hayi manje sifuna ngawo lo mhlaba lo. Siyadla kuwo lo mhlaba. Ayindaba nje ukuthi uyadayisa umhlaba.
Ningane yompa ngawe emayini pha.
Hayi sifuna ukuba ngawo. Sifuna ukuba ngawo. Akudoma sakhuliswa ngawo babazali bethu. Sakhula bafolo lo mhlaba lo. Hayi ngithathe lo lahlo nginjalo ngasasiyo. Sifuna ungceke apha kwanceke abazali babo.
Hey,
Ngibonge kakhulu.